How does neuroscience explain autism sensory processing in children? Imagine a world where every sound, touch, or smell feels different from what most people experience. That's what many children with autism go through daily. Neuroscience helps us understand why this happens by looking at how their brains are wired. When we talk about sensory processing, we mean how the brain receives and makes sense of information from the environment. For autistic children, this process can be quite different. Their brains may interpret sensory signals in ways that lead to being overly sensitive or not sensitive enough. Some children might find loud noises unbearable, while others might seem unaware of pain or touch. These differences come from how their brain circuits are connected. Studies show that children with autism often have variations in the pathways that link different parts of the brain. These pathways are called white matter, and they act like roads for information. When these roads are not typical, signals may get delayed or misinterpreted. This can make sensory input feel overwhelming or confusing. The brainstem, a deep part of the brain that controls reflexes and automatic responses, also shows differences in children with autism. Because it manages many unconscious reactions, differences here can make sensory responses seem reflexive and hard to control. Researchers have identified patterns in how children with autism process sensory information. Some are very sensitive to taste or smell, while others seek out sensory input constantly. Movement difficulties and low energy levels are also common. These patterns influence behaviors like avoiding certain textures or seeking intense sensory experiences. Sensory differences can affect how children learn and interact. For example, a child might struggle to focus in a noisy classroom, not because they lack intelligence, but because their brain is overwhelmed by sensory input. Creating environments that match each child's sensory needs can help them learn and feel more comfortable. Physiological differences are also part of the picture. Some children show lower levels of arousal to sensory stimuli, which can make them seem less responsive. Others might react strongly, leading to behaviors that seem exaggerated. Understanding these brain differences helps us see that sensory processing in autism is not just about deficits but about a different way of experiencing the world. Supporting children involves respecting their sensory profiles and adapting environments to help them thrive. This can include quiet spaces, sensory-friendly tools, or tailored activities that help them manage sensory input better. When we look at autism through the lens of neuroscience, we see a complex but understandable picture of how the brain's wiring influences sensory experiences. Recognizing these differences allows us to support children across their entire lives, helping them navigate the world with confidence and comfort.